Coming up on RNE TV Live, find out what it's like for a student at RNE who doesn't know how to speak English.
Plus, we look back at yesterday's Trick or Trunk celebration and this week's blood drive.
And we have a new edition of Sports 360. Hear how one RNE coach overcame COVID, and MJ is live in the studio with the new What's Good. Get ready because RNE TV Live starts now.
Good morning, cast. Today is Friday, October 29th, 2021. I'm Christina Foster.
And I'm Jessica Gonzalez. Today is National Cat Day, so make sure to take a picture of your furry felines and tag us at CatFlex.
Let's jump right in today's top story. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, over 7,000 Hispanic people live in Colombia. This makes Hispanic students the second highest population at RNE. RNE TV Live reporter Evan Cano spoke to Hispanic students at RNE who don't speak English as their native language.
Pues fue bastante difícil porque fue un cambio súper rotundo.
Estados Unidos es un lugar donde la gente inmigra para perseguir sus sueños o huir de sus países condiciones peligrosas o horribles. If you don't speak Spanish, you might not understand what I said. Language barrier is one of the obstacles that a foreign student faces when they arrive in America. So how do they adjust in the heart of the melting pot?
Después del huracán María, nosotros estuvimos 5 meses sin luz y la escuela no había empezado y mi mamá no tenía trabajo. So, terminamos como al año después mudándonos.
In 2015, English language learners made up 10% of the U.S. student population. That number is expected to grow to 25% by 2030. Of that 10%, Latino students share a large portion of the total number of ELL students. Aside from their numbers growing, the language barrier prevents them from excelling academically.
The hardest things is to come in with no English and to not learn English rapidly enough so that you start feeling disillusioned or you don't want to try anymore.
Tal vez yo quería hacer una pregunta y tal vez no se la podía hacer a mi maestro, pero tampoco se la podía hacer a mi compañero porque no podía comunicarme.
Learning a new language and figuring out what kind of support an English language learner needs is difficult. Some schools fail to provide and implement policies to support the learning services, ending up falling apart.
I think students need to immerse themselves in English as much as they can, and for teachers to provide the content in a simplified way or to even give some of the content in their native language is helpful at first.
Los maestros de ESL y mi consejero me ayudó mucho.
They don't have the educational level, so they have to catch up in 1 year like what they haven't done in 3 or 4.
Linguistic discrimination and racism are another driving factor. In most cases, ELL students aren't allowed to speak their first language and are even ridiculed, even by trying to read this book.
The discrimination is just because maybe the students, they come here, they don't speak the language, but even though the students who don't speak the language, they are also smart in their native language.
No juzgarlos, sino que ayudarles. O por ejemplo, estudiantes como yo que pasamos lo mismo, sería entenderlos y darles un recurso para que ellos puedan adaptarse más rápido.
Foreign students and their families find it hard to adjust in the U.S. as they come in hopes to pursue their dreams or flee their home countries from dangerous and horrible conditions. Reporting for RNE TV Live, I'm Evan Cano.
Thanks, Evan. Richmond 2 provides interpreters for non-English speaking families. Speak to your school counselor to find out more. Today's ACT vocabulary word of the day is diminish, which means to make or become less. For example, don't ever let other people diminish your worth. The Media Center is celebrating Teen Read Week each day this week by hosting various activities during lunch. Today is Young Adult Books 2 Movies Game of Kahoot. RNE hosts its annual blood drive in the auxiliary gym on Tuesday. The goal was to get 50 pints of blood. Students, staff, and the community came to the event to either volunteer or donate blood. At the end of this event, RNE successfully reached their goal by accumulating 52 pints of blood. Volunteers say that donating blood is one way to give back to the community.
It is an event where people in the community come and they donate blood, plasma, red blood cells, things of that nature to help patients in the hospital.
Right now, the Red Cross is experiencing a huge blood shortage because of COVID, so we really need to get out and donate blood because it can save a life. People that need blood transfusions and things like that, that's where they get the blood from, and so it's really important right now more than ever to donate.
I chose to donate blood because with all the health crises like the COVID-19 pandemic and everything going on, I thought donating blood would be a good way for me to maybe give back to my community and help out with that.
Senior House and Star are collecting toiletry items to distribute to the homeless. Toiletry items can be dropped off in the media center. They are collecting toothpaste, toothbrushes, bandages, packs of wet wipes, lotion, nail clippers, lip balm, Kleenex, combs, brushes, etc. Dollar Tree is a great place to shop for these items. Community children dropped by the gym yesterday for the annual Trick or Trunk event. Clubs and organizations decorated tables for the movie-themed celebration. Students dressed as popular characters and gave out pre-packaged candy for the kids. Participants enjoyed decorating to the theme and coming together as a community.
I'm part of the National Honor Society. We did Scooby-Doo, and I tried to do Velma, but it didn't turn out good, but we all did Scooby-Doo characters.
I think it was seeing the students come together, like coming out on the dance floor with the music and just the camaraderie, and also just the children coming in. It just seemed like they had such a great time and they really enjoyed going around looking at the tables and looking at the characters.
I think the turnout went pretty well. Everybody came, they had a good time, and they got candy, and then the music just brought it all together in the end.
Coming up after the break, we update you on all things sports.
And MJ has your response to the question of the week in an all-new edition of What's Good. We'll be right back.
Prosecution case, you can make the argument.
This is Mock Trial. Mock Trial allows for students to grow useful skills like public speaking and critical thinking. If you don't really know a lot about the law or the justice system, this is the place to learn. Mock Trial is a sport, just like football or baseball. Teams of 7 to 18 students compete against each other to find who can interpret the given case better. Competitions are held at regional, state, and national levels. If you're interested in joining or just curious about it, email Ms. Brigance at abrigance@richland2.org.
Richland Northeast High School has never had their own stadium. Previously, we shared a football field with Spring Valley. But 14 months ago, Richland Northeast started construction on our brand new multi-million-dollar stadium. The main attraction of this new stadium is the newly made football field. This is where all the action and events happen, such as football games and performances from the cheerleaders and band. While the brand new stadium catches your eye, the press box is one of the key elements that helps everything run smoothly. When it comes to the scoreboard graphics and announcing the game, they make sure you're aware of everything that's going on. Now, if you're looking to work on your strength and conditioning, the gym is the place to be. Right next to the gym, you can find the locker room where the players get ready to take on their opponent. Now, if you're craving a snack or something to drink, concessions got you covered. From prices ranging from $1 to $5, you can definitely find something to enjoy while watching the game. Now that you have an insight on the brand new stadium, we hope you come check us out throughout the year. Reporting for RNE TV Live, I'm Christina Foster. Welcome back. Boys and girls basketball trials are Monday, November 1st in the main gym. Girls trials will be from 4 to 5:30 and boys from 5:30 to 7:30. You must have a completed sports health packet turned in to our trainer, Coach Stoltz, or have it uploaded into Planet High School in order to try out. Speaking of sports, we have a new edition of Sports 360. Check it out.
Welcome to this edition of Sports 360. I'm Juliet Maxfield. Fall sports are strolling along with some seasons ending early. Let's dive into the pool. The swim team participated in their state championship meet Saturday, October 9th. Aaron Willis of Blythewood Middle placed 15th in the freestyle and 20th in the backstroke for the boys. Sophia Decker placed 15th. XC Gibson placed 24th, and Abby Wallace of Dent Middle placed 27th in the freestyle for the girls. Heading to the court, the volleyball team hosted Westwood at home Thursday, October 15th. The Cavs dropped the first set 25-9. They fought back but dropped the second set 25-15. The Redhawks finished the game, winning the last set 25-8. Richland Northeast fell to Westwood with a final score of 3-0. They faced Lower Richland last Tuesday and beat the Diamond Hornets with a final score of 3-0. Their final record is 1-8. Heading outside, the cross-country team participated in the Sandhills Invitational Thursday, October 15th. Dee Famide finished with a time of 21 minutes and 50 seconds. Jackson Patet and Brian Hamner both finished in 22 minutes.
For me, the race went, I would say, particularly well. Some things I could have done better on, but yeah, it went well. One of the challenges, well, two challenges were the hill and the heat. The heat was slowed everybody down. The hill was, after the first mile, the hill killed everybody's legs off, so yeah.
The tennis team hosted Dreher Thursday, October 15th. They fell to the Blue Devils with a final score of 6-0. Their final record is 2-8.
Well, last year, obviously, with COVID the way it was last year, we got a chance to play very few matches and stuff there. And a lot of students chose not to play because of the pandemic. This year, we've had more interest in having young ladies and guys in different sports actually participate this year, even though we're still in the middle of a pandemic there. A lot more people are interested in trying to get back into sports than they were last year.
This sports season has been filled with canceled games and changes in schedules due to COVID-19. The football team wasn't immune to these changes. For them, COVID-19 hit a little closer to the season than others. Here's RNE TV Live reporter Tyson Stodhill with more.
It's life-changing. It was some times during when I was in the hospital that it wasn't a guarantee that I was going to leave the hospital. That's how ill I was. COVID affects everything.
RNE football currently holds a 2-4 record, having the most wins the team has had in the past 3 years. But this newfound success has come with its own set of obstacles. Offensive coordinator Dwayne Wages tested positive for COVID right before the preseason, which hindered the team's preparation and canceled team practices and scrimmages heading into the season. It limited the number of players and coaches who could attend practice.
Well, first of all, it was at a crucial time. We were getting ready to open up fall camp to get ready for the season. A few days before we were to open camp is when I started having symptoms. Me being the offensive coordinator, it puts extra pressure on the rest of the coaching staff to make up for me not being able to be with the team.
Everybody had to kind of pick up, some of the slack. The kids really didn't know it. We didn't really say anything to the kids because when we wasn't around and practicing, because we was already on quarantine somewhere, so it really didn't affect them. But we had to pick up as a family and just keep moving.
The positive test was worse than anybody thought. His lungs took severe damage, which caused him to be hospitalized for 2 weeks. He says his faith kept him strong during the 2-week period.
I've always had faith, but definitely it made my relationship with God even stronger. The only contact you have with people is your nurse, the people who care for you, and they come in periodically, but you can't have any visitors or anything, so it forces you to lean on your faith if you have any.
Somebody yell down the hill!
Thankfully, Wages pulled through and was calling plays for the offense during the first game of the season, but he wasn't at 100% just yet. Because of the lung damage he received, he had to have a supplemental oxygen tank, which helped with his breathing.
I had a mobile oxygen tank unit that I would have with me out on the field, and I would coach with it. About in the last week and a half, I don't need it.
It was hard at first. He was still trying to get his air oxygen intake, and he wasn't normal, that we're used to seeing.
He says the life-threatening experience humbled him and made him have a different aspect on life.
It makes you appreciate the little things more, and it gives you a sense of purpose, and you reevaluate your whole situation. A lot of things go through your mind when you're landing and you don't know if that's it for you. It's a lot of people not making it.
Whether he's in the press box or on the sidelines, Coach Wages still brings the energy every day. Reporting for RNE TV Live, I'm Tyson Stodhill.
Get outside.
Thanks, Tyson. The football team hosted Dreher for homecoming last Friday. The Cavs started out strong with an early touchdown run from quarterback Will Wilson. After a Dreer fumble, Wilson would run it again for another Cavalier score. Dreer would respond with a field goal and a touchdown of their own, making the score 13-10 before half. Dylan O'Neal would put away the Blue Devils by connecting with Avonte Grant for a late touchdown in the fourth quarter. The Cavaliers won with a final score of 19-10. This win makes RNE tied for fourth place in the region, putting the Cavs in position to make the playoffs. Their current record is 3-5. During halftime on October 8th, the athletics department continued their night of champions. They honored the 2001 baseball state champions on the field.
I feel old, but it's fun, and honestly, a lot has changed. We didn't have fences on here. We didn't have the stadium. That big building that's the basketball gymnasium wasn't there when I was here. So a lot's changed, but it's been nice to see where it's been or going. So our junior year, when we finished runner-up, we had no seniors, and so when we became seniors ourselves, a majority of our team was seniors, and so we were all like kind of tight-knit. It was really fun. So coming away with the title was a lot of fun.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Sports 360. Remember to follow @Cavplex on Twitter and Instagram for the latest updates and scores. Reporting for RNE TV Live, I'm Juliet Maxfield.
Thanks, Juliet. The Nights of Champions continue throughout the rest of the season. Halloween is this weekend, and MJ is live in the studio with the responses of this week's question of the week.
Hey Cavs, welcome to another episode of What's Good. We finally made it to the end of the week, and I'm exhausted, but even more excited for Halloween this Sunday. Since it's a Friday, it's about time we go over the responses from Question of the Week. Last week we asked you, what is your favorite Halloween costume? And asked that you tweet us @Cavflex with the hashtag What'sGoodRNE. Here are a few tweets you received. Here we have Juliet and Lola as holy cows. They have the cow shirt, they have the halo, it's perfect. Get it? You get it. Now we have Mr. Chambers as Russell from Up. He actually won a costume contest with this, and I definitely think he deserves it because he made it himself, so those $500 are well earned. And this one cannot be beat. Miss Rainwater's kid was a vacuum cleaner last year. And not only that, the kid requested to be a vacuum cleaner. I love that. It's giving creativity. Beautiful job. Thank you guys so much for your responses. If you didn't get a chance to get your response in and want to be featured on the show, you have another shot with our new question. Next week's question of the week is, how did you spend your Halloween? We will be accepting responses on Twitter through Wednesday, November 3rd. All you need to do is tweet us @Cavflex with your response and use the hashtag What'sGoodRNE. Did you hang out with friends, watch a scary movie, eat Halloween candy at home, chaperone trick-or-treating, or go trick-or-treating yourself? Whatever it is. Tell us about it and try to include a picture. Make sure you tag us @Cavflex and use the hashtag What'sGoodRNE so we don't miss your response. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you all have a happy Halloween, and I can't wait to hear all about it on our Twitter. Reporting for RNE TV Live, I'm Mary Jane Davis. Back to the anchors.
Thanks, MJ. Okay, Christina, it's time for today's joke of the day.
Okay.
So I would tell you a joke about quarantine, but it would have to be an inside joke.
Wow. That wraps up today's show. Monday, we'll bring you a new IB attribute and continue our Hispanic Heritage Month coverage. Reporting for RNE TV Live, I'm Christina Foster.
And I'm Jessica Gonzalez. Have a safe Halloween weekend. And remember, it's a great day to be a Cavalier.